Kathy Fox Alfano and
Nicholas Schiller.
at the library, one of my favorite current Irish books. Anything by Claire Keegan, and it's mercifully short. Have you read this? It's very good. So if you feel like reading an Irish author, I would highly recommend Claire Keegan. She has many books. Women's authors who are just fabulous. If you haven't read Fiona Davis. She writes about women in New York City, and it's all about different landmarks that you will recognize in Manhattan. This one is about the New York Public Library, and this one is about, I believe this is Grand Central Station. So you'll learn a lot about history, and the power of women and how they've changed New York. It's very interesting.
This isn't really historical, but it's also written by a woman. As I was pulling out, going through some books for something to recommend, I always love to recommend Sarah Gailey. And this is a novel called Magic for Liars. I put it on a little display I did last month when I first came here on dark academe, or sort of Gothic stories told in private school or college settings. And so this is a lovely little story about a woman who's called back to a private school she once attended as a private investigator to uncover dark going on there. But
sounds very interesting.
I'm always happy when I read Sarah Gailey.
All right. Another woman's author that I really love is Marie Benedict. She's got quite a few books out. This one is The Personal Librarian, again, New York. This one is about a woman who worked with, who is it, the famous J.P. Morgan, right. So fascinating book. That it's a story based on reality. So very good. Her other really good one, this is recent, is the Mitford sisters, the Mitford Affair. It's about three sisters right before World War II and going into World War II. And again, it's a true story, but it's fictionalized, and it really tells you all about why there were people who believed in Hitler. And you would think, well, how could any, intelligent person, but no. This will really give you the background on what people believed, what he was saying before, the madness started. So it's also very interesting. So anything by Marie Benedict is great.
I don't have anything to show you for this one because we own it through the Libby app. But something I've just read that has just been absolutely delightful is a novel called Piranesi by Susanna, and I'm going to lose her last name. It's the same woman who wrote Dr. Norrell and Strange. Okay.
Oh, I know who you mean. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But in any case, this is a novel set in a labyrinth, and it has shades of Borges's The Minotaur in his Labyrinth, and other such things. But
and the one that I really want to recommend, of course, the waiting list is long, so buy it if you can. The Women by Kristen Hanna. Kristen's latest book. It just came out, and it is about a young American nurse who goes to Vietnam to try to, save people, and what she encounters and the stories that most of us would never have heard before, of how the women were treated and, what went on and then what happens when they come home. It is a fabulous book. It's really, I read it in a day. That's how good it is, and it's a couple hundred pages, but it is, you can't put it down. It's really, really good. It's worth purchasing, because the line here is about 900 people.
Yeah, so we can't keep it on the shelves. It comes in, it goes right back out.
Right. The other book that I just read was Kate Quinn's latest book, The Phoenix Crown. And it is about, basically, the San Francisco earthquake, and it ties in, several people's stories and whatever, and that was also a really good read. And that just came out as well. And she's got another one coming out called The Briar Club, which I think is coming out in the summer. So she's a great author, too. Read anything by Kate Quinn. The Diamond Eye, Rose Code, really, really good women's books.
The next one that I have to suggest is something that I've just ordered. So it's brand new. It's not on the shelf yet, but it's a book called Means of Control by Byron Tao, and sort of connected to the talk that I'm giving on Thursday, if I can give it a little billing on data privacy. This is a story about how intelligence agencies and other groups are, rather than collecting intelligence themselves, are purchasing data from data brokers who get information from companies that do the online ad tracking. That it's very difficult to get the kind of information that you need through spying on people, but it's perhaps distressingly simple to get it by purchasing it from data brokers. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that on Thursday. But the book is Means of Control by Byron Tao.
All right, that's fascinating and scary. Yes, for sure. And lastly, if you want a actual real life story instead of fictionalized, Her Story. And it tells you the story of, yes, many women throughout the ages who have played a major part in changing the world.
All right. And my last suggestion is a new novel by Cory Doctorow. And I haven't read this one yet, but I can recommend Doctorow's work, from having read everything else that he's put out. I put in a mind of him because of the last thing that I was talking about, the data privacy. He tends to write about government authority and freedom of information. And in this piece, he looks at the for-profit prison industry. So it's a story of someone who goes into a for-profit prison from the inside. So it'll have a little bit of a, I don't know if conspiracy is the right word, but it might not have a rosy assumptions about the positive attributes of power, but he writes a really good story, and his research from real-world situations is always very detailed.
So all these books and more can be found at the Jonathan Boring Public Library. Come on down.
Yeah, please come see us. We'll be happy to talk to you.